AtungaBread.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running so well.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the things that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing that we want you all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if I ate he looking at too. Oh, Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Looking Hour. Don't got distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy? So that today, Papi was telling me that seriously? I want to look for Looking Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Looking Hour.
My daughter, now either don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
AtungaBread.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running so well.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the things that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing that we want you all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Looking Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Looking Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Looking Hour. Anytime Looking Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming around. I don't know if he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Looking Hour. Don't got distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl.
All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. I want to say welcome again and thanks for joining the Logan's Hour. Today's promise to be a very great edition of the Logan's Hour. And I want to say to all of my people following me here today, I see my dear sister, the ever potent youth chair. She's following Brainy Alpha, my dear brother Didier, and I see my dear brother Chris Covert. Hey, my people in the Liberian community. Yeah, don't forget, Chris Carver have a voting that is going on. So check the group chat. He always posts those issues. Just go on there, my people. It's no scam. I voted. It's simple. One vote is $1. So if you give $10, you have 10 votes. So at least, my Liberian people, if each of us can get 30 votes, that's just $30. Please. The young brother, he's trying to get on the map. That Liberian man, let's support him. Please. He got his stuff going on. He been posting it over and over. It's on Facebook. You can look for his name. He's Chris, C-H-R-I-S, Corvah, K-O-R-V-A-H. Find his name on Facebook and go to his posting. You'll see he kept posting that over and over. And he asking the Liberian community to please support him in his endeavors. Now, when Chris Covert becomes successful, he will be in the magazine. He will be telling you more about health tips and things. So please support my dear brother and friend, Chris Covert. So don't feel that just soccer Chris can play. Chris is involved into other things as well. So I want to say to my own mother-in-law, she's following me from Liberia, says Vera Hamu. And I see the most powerful ways and means chairperson here has followed me. My own sister's about Soso. You know, we can bomb here, but we can still fix our tea. Everybody can say I'm bitter sweet. So they can be bitter, so they can be sweet. But anyway, it is what it is. I want my sister didn't love me for. So trust me, I'm gonna be some of you people are gonna be your bigger fan when it comes to the keyboard practice that is coming up. Brainy Alpha trying to form the Liberian Association of Indiana Keyboard Team. So, and from the list that I've seen so far, I see some of our sisters who have put their name on the list, and people who on the list. I'm so impressed, and I'm calling on people in the community who hasn't put their name on the list yet. And I see my brother Roland Akwe, the G Consistent Morris following. I see my sister Pressure Down. Want to say all of you welcome to the Logan's Hour. And on the list here, I see Pressure Down near here for the keyboard here. So if Brittany Alpha gave me the authority, and I wish you already put it in the community group chat. So those of you who following the Liberian Association of Indiana and the youth department, they are in the process of forming the community keyboard team. So if you have any interest in being member of that keyboard team, all you have to do is to, first of all, give your name to Bernie Alpha, and Bernie Alpha going to put your name on the list to become part of the keyboard team. Hold on just a second here. Let me be sure of what I'm doing here. Okay, that's good. I just want to hear myself and make sure people can hear me. All right, so the keyboard team, you can put your name on the list to become part of the keyboard team. So far, we have 24 players, I think, so far right now. I see 24 people names that have been shortlisted. I see my own sister Winter Snow. I see Fatima Family. You all remember Fatima Family the other day when we were playing the keyboard at the park there at 31 at Gateway Court. When she kicked the ball, to grab the ball is so hard. She can really kick hard. I see my own dear big sister, Widow Pili. She's here. Oh, I see my own sister, Vida Duo, senior player. Huh. I see the Ways and Means chairperson, Sabah Sasa. Hey, you know what Sabah you can catch it. Sabah and Peter and the two power when they kick, nobody can catch the ball. And I see Victoria Copper. I see my Oma Wenya, Blay. Then I see who again? Ma Annie Gibson. Whoa, old school, old school, old school. So the man inside the tea, the old man and the young boy, everybody eat a keyboard tea, so it's gonna be interesting. Then I see my sister, Rose Andrews. Rose Andrews is involved. Rose Andrews into it. And I see Sema Collison. I think that's the wife of Mr. Collison. And I see Robbie Clobert. How you pronounce the name? And I see my own dear little sister, Rebecca Yanti. Rebecca Yanti is on this list here. And I see my dear sister, Priscilla Mallison. Hey, my dear brother, Kelvin DJ Matali. How are you, my dear brother? Kelvin. Priscilla Madison is on this list. I see Lavette, man. She's here. I see my sister, Pam Quisette. Huh. I see the first lady herself, Sonny Renan Parker. I see Mawen Damawa. I see our second lady, Wema Boya. I see Peter Howard. Damn, this list is long. I see Patient Keniba. I see Tutu Makate. I see Flo Fambula. I see Jima Fambula. Then I see the person where when she kick the ball, nobody will be able to catch the ball. The tough talking. The woman with the powerful foot. What's so that when she kick, the ball going to cross the road. We're careful. That ball going to lose. Brandy Alpha. I see the crime ambassador following His Excellency Honorable Zion Glad Cheyi. I see the king following us, King UJ Doswa. I see Mr. Eloshus Tito Harris is also here following. So now we have 24 players have been shortlisted. And I'm still looking for names like Pressure Down. I know she can play. I'm looking for names that Pressure Logan Samuels. She's a very good player too. And all the good players in the community, please put your name down soon. You're only looking for 2 teams. If your names are not here, you will not participate into the game coming up because they got a first practice session. And trust me, all the men ain't in time yet. All the B-model men ain't get. And now we're supposed to go support the female team. So we call it on all our brothers, all the banana men. I see my Oma sis Isabella following. I see John Sanson following. I see Orita Koto Joe. Thank you for following. I see Mr. Anthony Gifler. Mr. Gifler, you just let it news. Trust me. You are just in the group chat, and everybody for you join the and the point I can get from Mr. Gifler, if you tell them, well, I'll tell you my dear brother the other day. I said that man ski take everything he's doing. He do it to make you fail. You just speaking your mind when you fail. Fine, you will talk about it. Mr. Gifler already not living in the wilderness for a long period of time, so coming back down to area where he eating manna and tea, and I ain't anything to it. So Mr. Gifler, welcome, yeah. I see my beautiful sister. Oh, that's not her. I see my beautiful wife here, Sama Princess Liwe Hamo Logan. She's following as well. And to all of you who's following here tonight, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We are truly grateful that you are here. But again, today is no exception to other nights. And we have a few things on our agenda that we will try to exhaust here. And before we go into that, we still remains for now. We will respect the time that have been given to us. My wife says she will appreciate if I can do this show for 1 hour 30 minutes. So we're gonna go 1 hour 30 minutes to the show, though we have enough documents that we're supposed to go through that has to do with the Labrador Association of Indiana just in that meeting, and other sensitive issues that we're supposed to discuss here, what transpired in the meeting and how the meeting ended, and what do we have currently into our account, and how many people when it comes to the expenditure portion and the income portion and our bank balance, because the Labrador Association of Indiana, when they presented these documents, they bring it in those of you who study accounting 101, 102, and the T account form. So we will be discussing that. And the Labrador Association of Indiana presented their fiscal year budget, and this budget have on the December 1, 2022 to November 30th, 2023. So this is a one calendar year period. It starts for December to November 2023. So this was presented by the Budget Committee, headed by Mr. Joseph Sile Jr., alongside with his able deputy, Mr. G. Morris Guo. See my dear brother and friend John Blamo de John Blamo de Blamo. All right, so so all of you who are here today, we will be going into some of these here. You see, we went to the meeting. These are issues from the meeting. I came up from the meeting. This is the bank statement, the Huntington Bank, and the fiscal year budget, and coming up with the first quarter report. The financial secretary presented her first quarter report, Fatima Famule. She said the 2023 area fiscal financial report for quarter one. So in quarter one, we'll talk about the income, the expenditure, and what do we have as our beginning balance. So as of today, our beginning balance is $51,126.21. So we will talk about that as well. Then on here is the summary from December 2022 to February 2023. What do we have? Balance brought forward. And we'll talk about the membership and deregistration, how many data we are generated from since the government came to power December up to today. How many data they generated. And inaugural board committee, as well, youth and sport, and miscellaneous. And all of these, Labrador people, when they're ready to turn your head around, they just bring plenty of people away for you to just look at it for long. You say shit. I'm gonna go through all the people. Let me just let it go, yeah. So we got a whole lot of people here that I believe that we cannot exhaust in an hour and 30 minutes. But however, we will try our best. We'll go through what was presented to the community. And the community is planning to go to Sub-Bend, so they have a Sub-Bend trip here as well. So okay, so we got a whole lot here. So on the religious committee. So this fiscal budget that was passed, the gone time, and let's talk about the meeting, and let's talk about how these documents were passed. Okay, Mr. Savannah Spiller will love to join the conversation as well. But yeah, Mr. Spiller, you can join the conversation, but we will just do it on 2 hours today. We're going to work on 2 hours. And those of you following us here, if you're first time joining us on the Logan's Hour, I want to say thank you for joining us. If you are always joining us, we want to say, hey, keep coming. This is the place to be. This is where to be informed when it comes to the Liberian community and issues confront the Liberian people in Indiana as well. So let's go to what we have coming up. So please don't forget, our woman daughter program is coming up. The Gibson family, my Annie Gibson, you all know my Annie Gibson. My Annie Gibson have been inviting y'all, the whole entire community, over and over, telling y'all about her daughter program that is coming up. So the Gibson family have their program coming up. So they're inviting you to the graduation party. It's going to be on May 13th. I think I'm very sure that May 13th is going to be this Saturday. To be sure of that, the 13th of May going to be this Saturday. Okay, yes. So May 13th going to be this Saturday. The Gibson family will be inviting you, or are inviting you, to the daughter who graduated from Purdue University. So it's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. and it's going to be at 6911 Maryland Drive, Canby, Indiana 46113. So get ready. The Gibson family inviting you to their daughter program. So two things you can do. If you will be there or you'll not be there, they say they can accept cash or gifts. So if you can do anything in terms of gift or cash, it will be highly appreciated. So you can also do your cash app to Injure. Yep. So it's $8 ANGELDOPEST. So you can do your cash app to that. But if you have more information, if you want to follow up with that, you can also send your text to 317-674-6515. You can also call that number as well. That is my Annie Gibson number. In your Gibson number is there too, 317-970-2560. Now they have William Gibson number is also here. It's 317-531-2259. So we have my Annie Gibson daughter graduations coming up. So you're going to be on the 13th at 6:30 p.m. So you're going to be in Canby, 6911 Maryland Drive, Canby, Indiana 46113. So to those of you who've been thinking about it, it's the best time that you can stop by and say hi. And I want to say to my brother Stephen Carter, thank you for joining today, my dear brother Dinaro. You think so? You think so? I think so, my brother. And to my beautiful sister, I see her here popping up, Precious Logan Samuel, one of the good keyboard player we have in town here, but for some reason she hasn't put her name on the list yet. But we have 24 people name on the list already. Precious Logan, please don't forget to put your name on the list. My brother Francis Dia, how are you, man? I see you following here as well. So, and please, some of you who saw our flyer that we had up there about the consider Tiawan Gungalo, we have updated the flyer. The flyer initially had different date on it, which was the 28th, but because Consider Gungalo will not be in the US for too long, so we will have Consider Gungalo on the Logan's Hour on the 21st. On the 21st. So you're going to be on Sunday. The 21st is going to fall on the Sunday. So you're going to be at 5 o'clock p.m. We have Consider Tiawan Say Gungalo, who's going to be here with us on the 21st to discuss these issues that has to do with Liberia. So Consider Gungalo will be here on the 21st to talk about issues that confronts Liberia and how can we move Liberia forward. So Consider Gungalo will be on the 21st. So the first information we have about the 28th, Consider Gungalo will not be on the 28th, he'll be on the 21st. So let me just give you Consider Gungalo whole itinerary. So for some of you who don't know. So as you can see on the screen there, so Consider Gungalo will be visiting Indiana. It is confirmed. It is clear that the man with the broom that everybody know as a signature will be visiting Indiana. So Consider Tiawan saying Gungalo for a better Liberia. So he'll be having a fundraiser and a meet and greet. So he's going to be on May 19, 20. He'll be here May 19 to the 22nd. So the events. So follow up for the event. So the event here going to be on Friday, May 19, 2023. It's going to be a meet and greet at Rufus Tati, former President Rufus Tati resident. It's going to be at 7 o'clock p.m. So those of you who need the information for there is 5644 Grammy Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46254. Then on Saturday, Consider Gungalo on May 20th, 2023 will be the fundraiser. It will be our Life Connect Church. My people, let's talk it now. Please. I know all go to our regular churches, but the man coming to Indiana, they may want to become president. And now he will love to speak to you people. If you have the time. If you even miss your regular church service this coming Sunday and go to that Life Connect Church and ask Consider Gungalo some question and listen to what he will say, God will not say you will not enter heaven. Now the person want to become your president. If you focus on what is happening on earth first, before going to focus on what is happening in heaven, God will appreciate you because earth is where you live right now. So your concentration should be here. What is happening here? So Consider Gungalo want to become your next president of Liberia. He said he has the vision and he can lead Liberia in the right direction. it will be a very good thing for you to go to that Life Connect church and listen to him and hear what he has to say. So they'll be having a fundraiser at Life Connect Church. Those of you who would love to attend the fundraiser, it's going to be at Life Connect Church. So the fundraiser, it will be at 7 o'clock p.m. So the good thing about it, it will not be your regular church hour. So it's going to be after your church hour. So it's 7 o'clock p.m. So Life Connect Church is what? 6213. That's the address now. La Paz Trail. So LAPASTRAIL. So Indianapolis, Indiana, 46254. So those of you who would love to go to Life Connect Church and become part of this history making, that Councillor Town say Gongolo going to be in your city with the broom. And I can rest assured you, Councillor Gongolo coming with a broom. So those of you who would love to buy the broom, the sweep corrosion too, probably. I know the organizers will have some small broom there too on sale. So those are all means of generating funds. So you can also chip in and buy the brooms and support. Then on Sunday, Councillor Gonglo will be visiting the various Liberian churches. So Councillor Gonglo will be touring the churches around the Liberian community. So I know Councillor Gonglo going to visit Life Connect, the Carry Tabernacle of Praise, the All Christian Assembly, the Judah International, and the Green Pastoral Outreach, and other churches that I may not name here today. So Councillor Gonglo will also, I know in passing, he will sit with the leadership of the Liberian community of Indiana and have a tete-a-tete with them. And I know during the meet and greet, we Liberians living in this part of the United States, we have the opportunity to ask our councillor, oh, councillor, we know you want to become president of the Republic of Liberia, but what are those things? And then on Sunday, after Councillor Gonglo finished doing his rounds, boom, what happened next? Councillor Gonglo will appear on the Logan's Hour. Now, when Councillor Gonglo appear on the Logan's Hour, will be a perfect opportunity for all of you Liberians living in this part of this country to ask him questions. And those of you who live outside the United States and other places, we have the opportunity to also speak to Councillor Tiamonse Gonglo to talk about his vision and why he thinks he can be the best person at this time, looking at all the difficulties, the economy, and everything. So Councillor Gonglo will be our guest. And we are asking all of our people who always follow us to visit Life Connect after 7 o'clock during the fundraiser. And let's give him a really warm welcome, making him feel that the people of Indiana, they are very, very much welcoming. We encourage our leaders to come and speak to us. I remember in time past, we had Mr. Alexander Cummings. When he came here, we did see him. We greeted him with a very warm welcome. And now Councillor Tiamonse Gonglo going to do the same for our community to come and speak to us. We want to say here, we will also welcome Councillor Gonglo. And to our sister Eve, we want to say congratulations to you. What a weekend we are at your house. You and Mr. Goffen, you guys will be coming up with a very handsome little boy who will also take on the leadership of this community in the future. I can rest assured you. And we're there for the general review. And I know Eve was fronting for Gur and Isaac. I trust the man. I trust his abilities. I know what he can do. And he played a game for a long time. So you already knew that you are getting bored. So all that thing you're doing general review, the man already know what's up because the boy can fire. Oh my word. All right. So today we want to say again to all of those celebrating in the month of May, we want to say happy birthday to you. And all of those who celebrated in the month of April, we want to say happy belated birthday to you. And we want to say here happy pre-birthday to our dear brother and friend, Mr. Jeremiah Chie. He will be celebrating his birthday on the 13th as well. And I think he have the flyer up as well. He invited the community to his house. They're going to be in Canby. So those of you who have the chance to visit Canby as well, Mr. Jeremiah Chie will be celebrating his birthday, I think on Saturday the 13th as well. So from my auntie daughter place, you can just flash go to Jeremiah Chie place. And I think if my memory can serve me right here, I think Jeremiah Chie will be turning 1 year on on the 13th of May. All right, so let's go to some things that we have to discuss here, but we will not discuss everything. Honestly, we will not go through all of these things that have to do with the budget committee. I think it's a volume that we will exhaust more time, and moreover, my wife, she's already been saying to me, "Hey, please, 1 hour 30 minutes, we're begging you, please. 2 hours is too much of our time. You can't keep using our time." And trust me, and some of you, yeah, when I come here, you can be talking to me. You very, very, very. You know the 2 hours I can sit down here, or the 2 hour, 3 hours I used to sit here. You know how I used to be paying? You ran on the 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour 30 minutes. You know how I'm losing that? Okay, so you might just take it for granted. No. So let's go to it. All right, so I know we don't have anything here again to talk about the community in terms of birthday. And if I'm missing anything, somebody following here, you can also tell me. So those of you who looking for way of having your own private hookah, I'm talking about that party hookah where 5% smoking, 7% smoking, 10% smoking, because you know TB is in the air this time, everybody's scared. So listen, if you want to have your own private hookah where you can put your car, one man, one hookah. That's a new thing in 2023. Nobody in my second be smoking the same hookah yet because I don't know if you can break your teeth. So one man, one hookah at 2023 year. So if you want your hookah, all you gotta do, don't go anywhere far. Now the wall have walked right to you. Everything is much easier now. You fall down right in your chest. So your hookah now, you gotta go nowhere far to go look for you and your friend on one hookah. Nobody. You alone will be on your own hookah. And when you got your hookah, hold your hookah tight. Tell your man, say, my man, it is not expensive. It's less than $50. Go buy your own and just get it many address. Tell the man you can find out hookah right here. Call JME Enterprise. The number is 401-261-8875. Right in Indianapolis here. 401-261-8875. Called JME Enterprise. So JME Enterprise here with a hookah. Well, hookah. And they also into beauty and other things. So they have hair products, they have allergies, they have whatever thing you think about. Jamie Enterprise, they're right here for you. Get your private hookah, get your beautiful allergies, the real human allergies. Well, when you put it on your eye, you need to stress. No too much glue. You're not gonna rub it, it on your eyeball. And when you pop your eyeball will not be looking at the Yosemite Mountain and what her name from Spoon Talk, Dada Regency. And Dada Regency. Oh, it was so funny to me. I saw Dada Regency and Yosemite Martin went to Moria. And they you know what picking and the librarian picking and Jack because you from America and I saw the oil around. You see Dada Regency and Yosemite Martin. The Sierra running campaign now to tell the picking and say, oh, you know what, ANC is the right choice. And they see the about Bapi the way by 1987 baby with the lights. I said, I said, like, bro, what I want for you. You better load at that. Don't go out like you looking different. I saw the two people there do the live thing. I say, oh my God. No wonder why the people can say, come in, people, they can look different from there. Yeah, because you go in places where you know the people there, West Point, all that, out of them, load like them. Don't go with your largest, make you when you're talking to them. I see me talking to the people. You know, the best person this town is Mr. Cumming. Mr. Cumming is the alternative. And I say, oh my gosh. The poster look at you for your allergy. They say, well, they want your allergy. Yeah, I'm like, oh, come on, my money. So, picking another look at you to take that allergy and I go pawn it somewhere. Oh my word. So don't forget, if you want better allergies, JME Enterprises here. If you want your own private hookup, listen, get your private hookah. Yeah, private hookah. If you finish anytime you smoke private hookah, you feel cool. You're not gonna be smoking a private hookah, then you finish, you go to your friend, be coffee, bugger. That group hookah can make you go do that bugger. Private hookah is for your one. So if you know it, you close it, you put in your car, you go to Reliance. Yeah. There you go. Me na I get one. I feel my organ, just put it on my arm. No flack and test it. And the good thing about it, you got some little small little black bear. So you put it in the bag and you hang on your shoulder. Yeah. Jamie Enterprise, the hookah they got. Get ready, the hookah. So get ready. Jamie Enterprise here to get you quality hookah. So those of you who names is now on the list for the keep up, get ready. The Labrador Association or Indiana, the Youth Department specifically, the Logan for keyboards player. So if you are interested, call the number 317-744-4429. So call this number and be part of the keyboard team. Please do not forget, the keyboard team is here. The keyboard team is here. So at this point, let's get the ball rolling. Laughing at a barman Shanga. All right. So on Saturday, some of you who don't know, on Saturday, which was the 6th of May 2023, the Liberian Association of Indiana had her general meeting at one of the churches in town here by the name of All Christian Assembly, headed by Pastor All right, so I'm about to send a link here to Mr. Savannah Spilly, who is the tough talking. Mr. Savannah Spilly, I'll put it right in the group chat. Mr. Savannah Spilly, who is the tough talking person. And if somebody from the government angle want to come and also and say something about it too, while Mr. Savannah Spilly is making his point, you are able to do. But just again, let me send a caveat, will not be here for too long. Remember that. And you know, when you don't be on good terms with your wife, just respect the time too. And moreover, my wife is already. Anybody know what I'm talking about? If you born in the 70s, then you know what I'm talking about. Some of us who were born in the 60s and the 70s. Hold on, just a second. Some of us who were born in the 60s and the 70s, you know what I'm talking about. My wife is already wearing stocking, and Nana, her tempo is very short. So when you're wearing stockings, you know what I'm talking about. So, all right. So, Mrs. Savannah Spilly, I'm going to send this to you right now, because you can later business as well. What I'm here about to later business, and let me just send this to Mrs. Savannah Spilly, who is one of the community member who was in that meeting. Mr. Ernest Samuel was in that meeting. All right, the youth and chairperson, the youth and spokesperson telling us now already get 24 members. So if you ain't want to be part of it yet, you might keep yourself happy with him. Because after today, sorry, I think I put it in a regular chat room. So I'm gonna remove that FOP chat room. All right, so let me put it in a WhatsApp chat room. Those are you following? Y'all bear with me, please. I'm sorry about this. I just want to share the link so Mr. Pilly can come on. And Brittany Alpha said we have 24 players already recruiting for the team. It's close, but we are. Brittany, don't close it. Don't close it. She said the recruitment is closed. Please do not close it. Leave it open because some of the names that you have on there, it's possible they might not even come for the practice. Just leave it open. If we even have 50 people, we're going to keep the 50 people. And at the end of the day, we will use those that will be available time for games and those are practice, because those that you have now, it's possible they might not come for practice. And the prerequisite to play on any team is the practice session. You have to practice. If you do not practice, you will not play. You will not play. Hey, my wife say explain it. I'm talking here, mama. Make it my baby. Oh God. Well, I love my wife. Man. When I die, I come out and see what I would take again. So come back. All the engineering I with this when I come in, I say, young baby, I'll just be crying here on my house, or my boy again. I tell you again. All right, so the Library Association of Indiana on Saturday, on the 6th of May, on the 6th or on the 7th? On Sunday, sorry. Oh, I'm off. Yeah, on the 7th, the Library Association of Indiana had her general meeting. So this general meeting here, we have on the agenda of this meeting, we have a meeting called to order by the parliamentarian, Horty Palmer, opening prayer, And reading of the last meetings, that was by the Secretary General, Mr. S.G. Robert C. Carey, and the State of the Association, that was done by Mr. Julius K. Parker. And they had a financial report by the Financial Secretary, Fatima Famule, and presentation of a 2022 fiscal budget that was done by the Budget Committee, Mr. Joseph Slay and Mr. G. Consistent Morris Gua. I see my beautiful sister here, Angeline Logan. Welcome. I see my dear brother Frank Jackson. I see my beautiful cousin, Olivia Kipon. I see G. Raji following, and I see my baby here, Celine Valentino. Everybody following. So number 6 was the presentation of a 2022 fiscal budget. Yeah, all right, you're right. And 7 was any other business, and 8 were adjournment and closing. So that was the thing on the agenda item that was discussed in the meeting. And sometimes before we can go into the meat of this whole thing here, I just want to talk about when it comes to the agenda here. Most times, see, we go to the meeting before the agenda is made known to us, and I see nobody talking about it. And by right, this agenda should be made public every time before meeting. It's supposed to be made public to members of the community who are going to participate in the meeting. Because some people want to pick what we're going to the meeting for. What thing will be discussed in the meeting? What is on the agenda for today's meeting? So you can just keep the people in blinds. Just say, we have a meeting tomorrow. What the meeting is about? Tell the meeting will be about a budget, and this meeting will be about this, and this meeting will be about that. Then people start rushing to the meeting. But surprisingly, because we have that in our constitution, though, according to the Librarian Association of Indiana Constitution, Article 7, 1.6, they say the agenda of every meeting should be published to the members. So it should be published to every member. All right. So let's go into what we have here. I know some people following all around the world, and I know some people will be like, oh, God, you're coming to talk about your money you're getting in your account. But this is a 501c3 organization. This is a non-for-profit organization, so we have nothing to hide for anybody. We stay in search for more money. So if you want to help us, you want to donate, we will appreciate it. So first of all, I have Mr. Sven Spiley right now, who is pretty seated. And I can rest assure you all these documents are in my hand here. He already downloaded it on his computer, and he's looking at it in real time. It seems that he about to speak to the issues. And for those of you who don't know Mr. Savannah Spillis, he's one of the residents of this librarian community. Very, very smart guy. He's an intellectual. He from the University of Labrador. Later, then he from St. Patrick's. Anyway, let me put that one for you, because you know St. Patrick boarding, that the boarding up before the war. Man, what they can be jumping road to be doing 2001, 2008. So St. Patrick boarding to be walking all around. And then what the men go to whoa beauty pageant. The intellectual lads are beauty pageants. I'm talking Bob Bennett. So he's no exception. Mr. Savannah Spilly. Sometimes people get issue with him when he try to behave that way, because it's just who he is. He can't shy away from the composition. And one thing I noticed about him, and I see a lot of people got issue with, is that he believes in clarity. When you say something, he wants you to simplify it, clarify it, and see. He just want to test your intellectual poise to know if you know what you're saying. That's all. But some people get offensive and feel like, oh, the man feel too smart. The man want question everything. Yes, he just want to know if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're saying. That's why sometimes when I see some people getting so angry when I get laughing, I say, oh God, be like me, because I passed through that before. I say I used to get angry with the man. Oh my word. All right, so we're about to hit the ball rolling. So let me bring in Mr. Savannah Philip before I can go through this LAI financial report, the first quarter. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who don't know Mr. Savannah Spilly, he's an IT specialist as well. So he's a man with multiple careers. So he's here, and he will be here. He and I will be talking about this LAI quarter one And we will probably, maybe if he have the time, he can go into the fiscal year budget for November 1, 2022 to November 30th, 2023. So those of you in the administration who would love to be part of the conversation, if you love to say something, you can also click on the link, but just be sure we'll be here for an hour and a half. Mr. Pele, I'm about to bring you on. Are you there? All right. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
And I see the man married to one woman called Professor Wooler Pele. So man, he just turned young again. So every time you see the man can go by at least one more day, just be getting younger, be getting younger, be getting younger. So you'll be there. Welcome again to the Logan's Hour, my dear brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
I would like to provide some disclaimer. I'm not from St. Patrick, though. I
Okay.
St. Patrick 1 year, and I didn't like all boys school, so I went back to St. Michael's.
St. Marcus. Yeah, I forgot to say St. Marcus too.
Yeah,
but anyway, St. Patrick, even for one semester, sir.
I didn't like it. I didn't like to see all men in the classroom, all half faces. I never seen fun with me in the class with me. So my parents know I can't make it in St. Patrick's.
So you went by to St. Marcus. Anyway, that's good. That's good. All right, Mr. Philip, we here today. We have the Liberian Association Q1, according to the Financial Secretary. They have 2023 Liberian Association of Indiana Financial Report Q1, and also on Sunday, the Budget Committee presented to the community area budget for 2023. So beginning from December 1, 2022 to November 30th, 2023. So, and this budget was passed in that meeting by those in the meeting, simple majority. 21 people voted for this budget. And also, we were privileged enough that they distributed a copy of the bank statement according to the...
No. Upon a correction. Mm-hmm. They distributed a summary.
Okay, summary.
Not
summary. Okay, yes.
Details.
You're right, because this don't have details. This is just summary. So just summary of the bank activities. So thank you so much for that. So that's what since you are here today, instead of me just reading them, I will give you the opportunity so you can just draft to them. Then later on, I can come in. So now it's up to you.
So what I will begin with and what I will say from the onset is that Liberia problems is Liberian themselves. It's not the U.S. government. It's not the Sierra Leonean government. It's not the Guinean government. It's not whosoever person you identify with or have partnership with. Mm-hmm. It's the Liberian themselves. That's why we're not obtaining any growth. I came on the show prior to the elections, mm-hmm. and I said we cannot trust Parker because Parker was going through the playbook with the playbook of that of Casas Dennis. So now, as you can see, Parker is now introducing something that is never in accounting, mm-hmm. called discretionary spending.
Discretionary spending, yes. I was in the meeting for that.
So I asked the Morris Goyer who said they went to school to do accounting to explain what discretionary spending was. And you saw Savasi Dombakin, oh, they didn't have money, so they used it. I said, no. They still had a right to call an emergency meeting to request emergency funds based off their planned activity to mm-hmm. execute. So if you come into leadership with no given plan, you start to run all over the place. Now, let me bring you back to what I said Casa playbook. Mm-hmm. Casa was driving on IUPUI campus to harass Jeremiah Silly to sign check. Parker is driving to Fatih apartment to ask her to sign check. Comme ci, comme ça. Frenchman says, c'est la même chose. They are the same. So what we witnessed in the past is now unfolding in our face. Now, they are also desperate about the 51,000. That is no money. Maybe so to some of them, it's a times and a half of their annual salary. But to some of us, it's not even a quarter of our income. So in order for you to go and exhaust that money, mm-hmm. as a 501c3 institution, you tap into the talent, the skills of others to defray most of the cost or the expense you intend to undertake. let me not jump to the budget, but let me give you a little insight about the budget.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Prior to them bringing the budget to the public, they had a website amount of 2,000. They presented 2,500 to the public. So it tells you that we have inside information.
Yeah.
They were asking the Paco team, Richard Boyer, Jeremiah Chie, was asking that Kezo should do the website. Robert Carey was asking that Vanna should do the website. Then the individual asked me, can you send a quote? I said, no. I don't need $2,000 from LAI. I don't need 25. I don't need a dime from LAI. What you guys need to do, go back, look for your own web hosting, pay for it for 3 years. Call the Vanny, call the Kezo, and call me to a meeting. We'll design it right there with our own given talent or skills, and we'll turn it over to LAI. But LAI don't need to spend such money. So let me leave that. Let me come to the fraudulent financial reports. A lot of inconsistencies. Now, you went to the account and took $3,000 on November 28th, prior to your induction. After they were turned over, immediately after the thing, in a week, you ran to the account. You took $3,000, say emergency funds. Were you that desperate? There are people who supported you. You couldn't tap into them and say, oh no, we have this emergency. Can you help us do this? Can you help us do that? And we'll reimburse you after the budget is passed. The budget got passed. So you see, what I'm telling you now is that after the budget was passed, what did they do? They only withdraw the remaining amount that they needed after they have already taken up money to pay for all. So if you're looking at you passing a budget or for inaugural committee for $9,650, but you only withdraw $7,150, how does that reflect? Now, calm down. You go into Association of Michigan, Association of Kentucky and Southern Indiana, Vinyl Days program. Forget about Vinyl program. Let me leave the youth program out. You're taking money out of the account to go and tell people thank you who attended your program. They attended your program because you became victorious. So why are you going to LAR conference to take money and pay your way or buy gas to go and meet people in Michigan, people in Kentucky? Is that LAR activity?
No.
Or you and your sympathizers going to meet the people? You get what I'm saying? So right there, it tells you that it tells you that they are all hustlers. Now, calm down. Inaugural board videographer is stipulated in the inaugural committee reports with the same amount of 300. How it reflects in Fatima reports as some of our expense. So what it tells you right there, the entire Fatima report of LAR Financial Report 01 was written by Julius Parker, who is also the orchestrator of the inaugural report.
I think I sensed that too, because there was a specific question that you posted to the financial secretary and the president had to answer.
And I said, no, it's direct to her because she's the author of this report. She should defend her report. And he said, no. So
you're right.
Why
so, Mr. Peter, before we go to the entire report, because I want to discuss the report by committees. Go ahead.
Calm down. Office Inc. $72.62. But when they came to the meeting to tell you they have a conspiracy, they brought only 4 copies of the budget and they said they didn't have ink. So did they drink the ink that they pay for? Did they drink that ink? That's a serious question. Calm down. LAI Leadership Workshop, $100. So then Independence Celebration Hall Reservation, $650. Nobody gave you the rights. You don't even have the privilege to take on the people money and start to spend it and say it's discretionary spending.
Yeah.
Nobody gave you the right. The control did not even. It can't even support you in doing that.
Welcome, my brother Albert. Welcome, looking our princess Tutu McCarthy.
Yeah.
Samuel Benson,
It
welcome.
can't even support you. And one thing they fail to understand, all the other auxiliary committees, the welfare, the youth, the education, those three committees are doing extremely well out of their own creativity. But all the blemish will then go on the entire leadership, because the leadership has reduced itself into a leaderless mess. Because look, I have my own experience with the Paco man from this just going in a funeral activity for my late brother Clement. He tried to move the goalposts on so many occasions, and I documented everything. That's why I knew. I said, oh, but this guy, he has a serious problem with people finance. For one instance, you went to get a hall. The hall charged this amount of money, but the hall said because of the late brother, we would take $1,000. Then you came back, oh, the hall wanted $500 for deposit. We said, okay, fine. We'll get the $500 for deposit. A week to the program, you call me. The person said, if you can get liquor, alcohol permit, you can get liability insurance. They need $1,000 for deposit. Oh, wow. But you forget to know that when I went to give the woman the second check, I took a picture of the envelope she wrote on, and I kept that as my receipt. I didn't want to receipt from her because when it comes out of the business check, the business account, I will see it. That's my receipt. So then I quickly sent a text to him. But then I asked my brother Derek and other people around. We quickly went and strategized and got the license in like 3 days. And you should have applied for that license like almost 10 days before the event. But at least we got the license. We got a GL insurance. And we gave it to them. The brother went to Bulu officer.
Yeah, Tavia.
To arrange for security. Discuss different things with me and discuss different things with Bulu. He was demanding $700 for the 2 days. The first day I gave him the $140. The second day, the program had not even ended. And they knew that the program would end before time. We say from 2 to 10 p.m. But by 6 p.m., our mom, Josephine now, and Pastor Solomon now, and the children had left the hall. So that tells you that the repast is coming to a closure. The brother came to me demanding the rest of the $700 less of $140. So then I said, well, why would I give you, $700 when the program will be ending in less than 8 hours for today? So I rather gave you guys the $280 based off the hour. He started demanding. I said, no. Brother, we're working on hours. It was not a fixed amount. I cash up in $200. He came back to demand the money. Then Bruce said, no, there is too much. Peter, don't get you any money anymore. So it tells you how desperate the brother presented himself for a little change. How can we trust someone of such kind? With this kind of alarming reports. And people is now questioning, oh, why did he comment on the board picture, on the board graduation picture? I will tell you today, my junior
address that part for me quick before we go to something shortly. Yeah.
My junior Savannah is graduating from Central Elementary School, May 24th, 9:30 a.m. I post no photo for him or poster for him. You know your son was graduating long before the budget time. But you sitting in front of the church, calling other people to come vote for the blanket budget, vote for the fraudulent financial reports without even reading. But it tells you, right after the budget was passed, then you post a son celebration for his graduation. Then I came back on your post. On your post, I didn't question the little boy authority or question his ability to graduate from school. I question your discretionary spending. So were you waiting for the budget to pass to foolishly and insanely spend any our money discretionarily based off your own discretion? Because I know that the 2,500, the fund was added to that 2,000 for website, probably going to Paco's pocket. They play mini money ball with the librarian people in Indiana, which is outright wrong. But then they want to say that they are sint when it comes to national politics. They want to say they are sint. And I'll tell you one thing. I see people running behind, what's the old man name? Taiwan Gongolo. He's a member. But what good is your support to Taiwan Gongolo if you can support someone who has no integrity within your own community? What good is your support to Taiwan Gongolo? Because now we are all confused what you actually stands for. So look at this document. The date is even inconsistent. They said they pay ULA bill January 5th, 2023. But is honor inaugural board videographer January 31st, 2023. Is this how he's all read of financial reports that should be passed?
No.
This is disgraceful. It is shameful. It is insane that people will leave the house, claim to have master's degree, don't read anything, and just vote for it. So
I have issue with that. People sitting in meetings and they present documents, they do not peruse the document and just vote for it.
They vote for it.
I have issue.
They already planned to damage LAR just how they damaged LAR years back. And because we are on their back, they gave you all reports. Now, these reports can make us now to file a complaint with IRS. And if IRS don't on the complaint, IRS will inform the DA, and a gag order can be issued against all LAR's activity until the prop is completed. Because you 501c3. You can't be in denial of that existence. So you must be transparent. If you bring us bank statement, the bank statement was supposed to reflect on all the dates that the money was withdrawn.
It's true.
So in the absence of you getting all that detail, you got so many things to hide. Nobody stupid here, like my brother Ernest can say. Nobody stupid. We didn't go to school for you to come and lie to us. So when you bring document to me, I will read a document. But then I want you to kill yourself by asking you the right question and you explain.
Yeah, I see somebody from the budget committee join us, Mr. G. Murray Consistent. So let's see Mr. Murray Consistent in the back here. Murray Consistent, how are you?
Good, my dear brother.
All right. Welcome to the Logan's Hour.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
All right. So you guys drafted this budget. So is there anything on the budget you love to chip on? Compared to what Mr. Sylvanus have been saying here, because we haven't discussed it. We haven't gone to the budget yet. We haven't discussed the budget yet.
Oh, yeah, but yeah. I just one thing I wanted to clarify because they keep pressing on the one issue when it comes to the discretionary spending. It keeps pressing on that. That's why you're going back and forth. And I wanted because that never after the meeting we went for a program. So I wanted to have an adequate time where him and I can discuss back and forth in a group chat. Discretionary spending, he keeps pressing. In the meeting, he brought it up. And I told him that the financial report was dealing with accounting, which is how to do with the balance, the beginning income, the ending income balance, or the beginning balance or the ending balance or what have you. But it comes to the budget aspect, he's talking about economics.
Okay.
So in mixing the word discretionary spending with accounting discipline. Discretionary spending has to do with budget, and the budget has to do with economics. And the financial statement has to do with accounting. So that's why I wanted for him and to go back and forth in a group chat. But when we went to the first lady, son, which we all know that we all on a group chat to share love, to share some respect. Even when you have problem with people, he get a way he can address it so the person can feel respected in public. Because disrespecting people in public is too bad than disrespecting them in private. That's why you see I not went to the disciplinary spending where and for him myself to go back and forth. I went to him and said, you cannot do this on the chat. Before you post a flyer, you show either you go on it and post it, but don't go on the flyer and click on the flyer and post that something like that. That need to do it, have nothing to do with the flyer. So I paid the one for all to discuss the issue on the budget. I told Joseph, I said I'm ready to discuss the budget anyway that I paid the one for all to discuss it. Anybody in the community want to do I will into it. And anything here from the sea, here from Isa, maybe some will be false, maybe some will be true, because I know we are brother we talk, and any day want to talk to me, I say to feel good if some people. But me, I don't believe in that. I believe in the truth, not the other truth. So if I say into something, I'm into it with honesty that I want to back it when it can't also. So,
So what you guys mean when you say discretionary spending? Because I think the first time the president ever mentioned that word, but then it wasn't approved by no General Assembly, wasn't approved by even the board. So it means the president has the right to go to the account and take any money for discretionary spending at his own time. Is that what meant? Is that what that meant?
you see, there's another question when I go to and how to do with the president. But when it comes to the budget part, that's able I can able to explain that part when it comes to discretionary spending.
Okay.
But when we go to the spending where how to do with the president, I cannot say that on the president because the president myself don't have no discussion that I can't speak for and no speak on behalf of him. I'm speaking here and speaking because I'm on a budget committee. So I will only speak on certain limits. I cannot cross on that.
Okay, let me say something, finish.
Go ahead, Sylvanus.
Let me educate you today, Morris. You keep around jumping from one point to another and talking about economics, about accounting. All the things are jargons. All the things are just waste of time. Let me tell you also one thing. We're questioning his ability for discretionary spending because there was no budget passed that he can use discretion of. Even a great America that you're in now, where they have proper schools. You go in Europe, where they got proper schools. The only time or discretionary spending can become in place if there was an existing budget. That's why you look at the allotment, you look at the use, you look at budget reallocation. So there was no budget to begin with. So when
But in a budget right now, it's in the budget.
There was no budget.
It's in the budget right now.
There was no budget to begin with. When you use the word discretionary spending, he misuse public funds. He misuse LAR money, which is already wrong.
My screen just going off. Yeah, I understand why you're saying pity. I understand why you're saying pity.
You want to discuss discretionary spending with me? Go and do your homework.
No, but pity, I know you for that. You already know everything. Everybody get a discipline.
I did not say anything.
No.
So give me a chance to learn.
No, but I'm not like you be talking all day.
No. When you were speaking, I didn't say anything. I didn't say to talk.
But you said the war is not in accounting or economy. Say the war does not exist. And what you said in the and what you said.
The war do not exist for the applicable means.
Yes, okay, I got that part.
That's what you say. Just saying it. He just saying it. He said it does not exist in any accounting. No, he said it does not exist. He said it does not exist.
Were there a budget?
No. Listen, he said it does not exist. He said the war does not exist. I think he's saying here. He got this. When you say the war does not exist, when you say the war exists, so it means that what it meant.
Budget.
Maureen, he said it do not exist in the absence of a budget. He said that.
So was there a budget?
I got a former financial secretary calling here. I know she will want to contribute on this topic here.
What my screen just going off?
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. Sorry. Let me get you better. Can you hear me? Yeah, go ahead.
I just said Boris is off topic, and that's the budget. So he off the topic. Oh.
You are live. All right, sorry. So maybe she called to talk to me privately, but she said, Murray, you are off the topic. But anyway, go
There
ahead.
wasn't any budget to begin with. So where that spending came from? Where that spending came from? That's my question. So if you the president, you had a right to call for an emergency meeting to pass emergency funds because you need to work and you present your plan to us. But since you came into office, you are not presenting no plan. But you brought some instrument called the budget, and you went and passed it on travel line. You call your kingsmen to come to meeting and vote. And after the vote was passed, then you posted your son graduation picture. You already used for discretionary spending. So what will you do next? You will still spend the government money, the institutional money on your private parties.
Okay, Pere, can I come in now?
Okay, come in, Maurice.
Okay, Pere. So I answer the point, even the woman at four, I answer the point. What am I saying? Pere say, and answer my point too. Not because something is wrong, to mean that you just destroy it and add it on and destroy it. You gotta let it business so people can reason with you and agree with you or disagree with you in a peaceful way. Now, better say, Mr. Parker used money that the budget will not pass. And he used the word discretionary spending.
Yes.
That's what Peter is saying.
Look, that's what Peter said in the meeting. He used the word, he said it.
Okay, yeah, but according to
what I'm saying, there was no budget pass for discretionary spending. And he always had spending the people money without approval.
Okay.
So you came down and said, this word, I said the word don't exist. Yeah, the word did not exist for an application. The way you apply it, it just don't exist.
Peter, you don't let me to talk here because we have for certain time too. Because I'll let you to talk. That was saying. I think 1 minute or 2 minutes, get each or 1 or 2 minutes so we can discuss the issue. Then I think can go ahead.
Go ahead,
so, okay, so he said the budget, no budget will pass, and Parker use money and use the word discretionary spending. Okay, that's another aspect that we all in the meeting he got brought up. Then Peter said this word does not exist. Where the word coming from?
Okay.
It mean two things. Look, it mean two issues. A man using the money, we can say, okay, this money you use that budget not pass. This is a wrong thing. But you say this word does not exist, and we in the who are the budget committee, we also use discretionary spending in the budget, and the budget will pass. So you're trying to condemn the budget also. That woman use words that does not exist. So now you're telling us that, or me now, you're telling me that the discretionary spending that you're talking about that does not exist. Me, the budget wasn't passed, and Parker used that word, and Parker used the money. So that's what you're discussing from. And now, now my argument is, you should not say the word does not exist, and we, our budget committee, we use the word discretionary in the budget.
It's here. I've seen it here on administrative operations budget. You use discretionary spending. But Pele is saying the town Parker used the word, it was not the right appropriation.
There are two different things discussing. That's why you see the woman say with them all the time. So Pele can be exact. Pele can be exact. You don't discuss issue that you put people into it, they expect for people to keep quiet.
Was there a budget?
Okay, I get that point straight now. Okay, we understand our discretionary spending.
Morris, was there a budget when the money was spent? Was there a budget? Yes or no?
The budget just passed. I asked you a question. The budget just passed on it. I wouldn't put the budget all around the committee. We don't want to put the budget.
I'm asking you a question. Was there a budget when the money was passed? When the money was spent?
They put jail and financial report. Who's your what? Because the budget needed to pass. I wasn't. The administration better delay. Delay tactic. The budget needed to be passed. I wasn't.
Was there a budget?
I cannot answer that question, but you knew that the budget just passed. The budget just passed on it. So what was saying yes or no?
When we withdrew November 28th, was there a budget?
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
The budget committee was formulated a month or two ago. Was that money was withdrawn on November 28th? So was there a budget?
I want to tell you. That one is another issue. That one is another issue.
Your committee was not even in existence. to even crack a budget. The money was already spent. The money for Michigan was spent. The money for South Indiana was spent. The money for Valentine's Day program was spent.
No. Okay, me that one now. No. But let me ask you. For to be very, very reasonable. For January, right? For January up to this time, the organization needed to be functioning. But as for me, we went to the election and we lost, right? But sometimes you got to reason. We got to reason with some things, and they will offer to make it better. You won't criticize him. We criticize and reason with some things. Now you know that okay, this community, who are gonna be criticized instead of being involved to move it forward to keep going. Okay, that reason the administration started from January. After the January.
No, they started in December.
Okay, December. For December to this time. And administration is not being functioning.
Yeah, but so, the question here is, this money here was withdrawn on November 28, 2022. But then, they were not even having the power. It's $3,000.
What?
They wasn't even got there in the office, and they were able to take $3,000.
Okay, when they tell over, when the administration tell what to the board, no direct tell what that to them.
It was in December. I can find that it was in December.
Okay, anyway, that one I cannot speak on that. I cannot speak on that because I don't want to be like someone coming speak on the administration. I'm here because of budget. Okay, I to say I'm here because of the budget. I say when the budget part, I'm ready to speak on the budget. And I talk about administration. I talk about when it comes to the federal committee, how the budget part, how that money are allocated. You guys can ask all questions. Joseph can come or can come. We all can go into it and tell how the reason why this money are allocated for this program, this committee. Besides that, when it comes to the financial statement, I'm not here to answer on that because I'm not in the position. I'm not into executive for that. So I'm saying again, my speaking and my point here is limited to the budget.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead, Sylvanus.
I would say to Morris is that you profess or you claim to be an astute accountant.
Sylvanus, you want to put your computer volume up a little? I think people say you are a little lower.
You profess.
Who are still learning? Okay. Who are still learning?
Am I good now?
Yeah, you are.
Who are still learning? As for me, I always say.
And claim to be an astute accountant. And there's something in accounting say they call after the fact. When an accountant says this is after the fact, then that means it is fraudulent, right? I mean, it's wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
When an accountant says this is after the fact, that means it's wrong. Morris, I'm going to answer me yes or no.
So I'm going to answer you yes or no. Get on. When you think our company, I can debunk
you. You came here to debunk the fact that I was giving.
I will debunk you when it comes to the budget. I want to say, when you go and cut the budget there.
I did not even read that piece of paper you wrote. I didn't read it.
Then what you doing?
I'm going to read it.
He started talking about it. He started talking about it. He started talking about it.
Hold on, time by time.
No.
More address it time by time.
I'll discuss it.
Okay.
So all the expense were already made before a budget committee was even constituted. The expense was already carried out before you even came into existence. So you cannot stand here and say, oh, we run a budget and say the current spending. So Peter said, what do you exist? So no. Your approach is mythical. It's wrong. Because why? Please.
Go ahead.
On Sunday, when you corrected Fatima about the balance brought forward, that she had to add another $200+ to bring it to 53,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, oh, but that number is not right. Then you're so tell and say, oh, but your dates are inconsistent. What Jojo said, you couldn't vote for the kind of a fictitious document. Now why he told me, say people I can't vote for that thing. The dates are even wrong. Look at the date. After you're not going to buy videographer, you get EULA due. It's January 5th and January 31st. Are they close? Are they close? And let's say videographer funding is in the inaugural committee report. How do you reconcile that?
Billy,
And don't tell me bigger picture. There's no bigger look at when
Billy.
Go ahead, Morris. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to conclude. When Pere is discussing the financial report, I say I'm not here to discuss financial report. Then I will leave the show so you can discuss the financial report. And Pere is ready to discuss the budget. When that time reaches, he can invite Pere myself who can have a time to discuss it. But while discussing, I cannot be on the show. I cannot contribute to that because, as I said, I have my limit to the budget. I don't want to say things that I don't have the power or I don't have the authority to say it because. Yeah, it's me. I don't want to cross my line. That's why I'm not left to cross the line.
But you voted for the passage of this report, though.
It's my right to vote and not to vote. You cannot tell me what to do, Pere.
So if the report was sound, I mean you vote for it because it's sound. But if it's not sound, then why do you vote for it?
For what I'm saying, Pere.
You
should understand something. You should understand something. I've been voting against in the committee. Not nothing. If I vote. Then you get problem with it.
Morris.
When you get problem with people who want to do it against you, it's my right to vote.
Morris is discussing the Q1, the first quarter of LAR report. We have a budget. We're discussing the first quarter that was presented by the financial secretary.
And you voted for it.
That's why he's discussing here right now.
Oh, okay, because then. Okay, Pere. Okay, I'll leave the show. I'll leave the day. And I'm going to see here for 1 hour, 10 minutes. 1 hour already gone. The day.
We are about to discuss the budget that will pass as well. We are about to discuss the budget. But first,
man. The president with the budget. So can you tell me read it? I'm going to read a cover. Thursday, because prayer committee.
What? Report that is inconsistent.
You can criticize. But we can do a criticism sometimes. It can discourage people. I want to think that you work on.
Let me explain something to the young man in there. The young man here. Budget is a prediction upon your activity you wish to undertake and how you intend to raise money from those predictions.
Yeah.
You just get line item and expense and expense listing. You did not explain to us how you intend to underwrite or undertake these activities. So that's not a complete budget. That's a
we call all meetings. No, we call all committees. Draw committee here.
If you call all committees, they will give you details of how they intend to run their program and how they intend to raise.
Yes,
they told us.
So they present the summary. So they gotta present the summaries. Yeah.
Is that written in that document again?
No.
That's not a budget. That's a market list. So don't. Let me get hold of
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
For the sake of the listener, let's go into the budget here. So we have the fiscal year budget of LAR, December 1, 2022.
No, Pere, no. Pere, I'm sorry for that. Let me now go to the budget here. Can you get a man go to the budget? Pere, not going to the budget. Is it not?
I don't have to go to the market list. You can read it and understand it.
Yes, so
a market list, not budget.
I'm not getting anything to discuss it.
Yeah, but
the market list, you want to discuss it. You then going to do it yourself.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Maurice. They make and give his input on that. So those of you following us here, you see here we have this portion of it has to do with the that's the operational chart. Let me put it one I'm talking about right now, so you can have a clearer appreciation. Where is it? All right, here. This is the administration operation budget. So on the administration operation budget here, it says office renter from 12/1/2022 to 11/30/2023. It's $1,980 for the office rental. So it's just a 1 year period. Then we have EULA annual registration is $300 on a administration operation budget. Then I see here, I don't know if that's printer. Is that printer, Morris? For $534.99?
Yeah, printer. I don't have the budget on me here, but yeah, printer there.
Yeah, I see here printer, $534.99. Then I see discretionary spending, $600. That is under the expenditure portion. Then let's go to the projected income. So on a membership dues, 100 members, $60. From 12/1/2022 to 11/30/2022 is $6,000. That's what they're projecting here. And donation contribution projection is $2,000. Miscellaneous is $341. So the total here on the expenditure is $3,756.49. Then on the projected income is $8,000. So that's it. We have on this is from the administration side. This is administration operation budget. So
I know, bro. Thank you.
yes, sorry, I have myself muted. So now we have this here. Hold on, let me see something here. Okay, I think if Joseph Sele will love to come on as well. So Peter, you heard the first part of it. That's the administration operation budget here. I just read. And Morris, can you go first? Peter, can you hold on that Morris go for and explain this portion to us, the community member, so we can go in further. Let me get Joseph in.
Yeah, Bridget. Yeah, the operational budget which has to do with the administration body, the itself. Look, we went through that budget. There are certain things that even when you look at the graph, you see the first amount of money that came to off, that which is what the total money that get. Then we brought it down. When you look at the graph, then you look at the graph, the diagram. Now, on the operational budget, you have. I don't have the budget with me yet as I speak, but I will listen. Maybe I will not go in line with it. You have office expense because the office where you can have a meeting where you have area office, you gotta they gotta pay for that area.
That I know.
Yeah, and I don't have the budget, so can you help me a bit limited so I can?
Okay, so I'm gonna put it on the screen here. If you can see it, no, that's the office operational budget right here. It's on the screen. So
Yeah,
office rental is 1,000 on the expenditure portion. Office rental is $1,980. ULA registration is $300. Printer,
okay. Yeah, printer, very good. Yes.
And membership discretionary spending is $600. Membership dues, 100 member projected income is $6,000. Donation projected income as well is $2,000. So miscellaneous is $341. So the total here on our projected income is $8,000, and the total here on expenditure is $3,756. So which indicates that the only means of generating funds is through donations and membership dues. So that's why I'm asking, can you break that to us? How you people came out to be informed that a printer will cost $5,034.99. Which kind of
okay. The printer is I think that 4-in-1, which you have to do with photocopy, have to do with scanning, have to do with printing. It's everything in one, right? That something that when any app buy today, you save that of money. Because if you want to go print program sheet, like you have a program, you don't need to go to tell the people name. The printing company, man, which you can do like FedEx. Yes. You don't have to go to FedEx to do a printing. and you save a lot of money because you have a lot of program. And even like yeah, I debated that and we went to a meeting maybe to understand right and reasonable because you have a program you go be paying money to be printing maybe you spend 100 200 to go be printing thing out and anything you don't have your own printer and these are things that will have an access area. This is one of the things that I think I'm going to bring it out because me, I one of the things that I'm very critical on how they budget, where they feel buying, they feel purchasing all the assets of area. We need to know the total assets, not only for financial statement that we have, we got to go to balance sheet to know the total asset of area. So this thing will be into the balance sheet of area, which you have to do with access because you cannot have organization that you don't have access. You run an organization, you have access. So these printers will last for the maybe the administration that will come, the administration will use it, and you anything. Anyway, so a lot of money will be saved for area. That's why we decided to buy that printer that will be doable for maybe 10 years from now.
All right, then what happened to the maintenance of the printer?
Yeah, yes, that's one thing that a person say why the world discriminatory spending is in the budget. These are things like you put that money into the budget.
We have the budget. Well, we have a financial report. We need to discuss budget for discriminatory spending. So
okay. These are reasons we put the discriminatory spending into the budget for emergency. For emergency that tomorrow Pago want to fix something, want to replace something. These are the money that there. That's why I call it discriminatory spending. That's what the money there for. That work.
Can I come in there, please?
Yeah, come in, Stephanus.
Okay. Discretionary spending is not meant for when Paco want to spend the money and to maintain things. So what you guys making mistake of is that like you guys had a cahoot or conspiracy plan to come with discretionary spending. It should have been.
Are you asking me?
Excuse me. It should have been administrative overhead, which is 10% of the entire amount of your budgetary analysis. So it can't be even 600. Let's go to detail 101 or 003.
I'm messing you're talking about now. I'm messing you're talking about now.
So you can have discretionary spending, you have miscellaneous, you so combine all two, you get called administrative overhead. Now, two, you're talking about a printer will last for 2,000 years. Maybe tomorrow will be dead, it will still be existing.
I said 2,000 years. I said maybe 10 years from now.
Let's give a number. Philip asked
I said 10 years.
Philip asked you, what is the maintenance? But the sad thing here is, you don't even have the printer yet. But your first quarter report say you buy ink for printing. So I don't know which printer I buy the ink for.
Man, they make it leaving the topic, it keep going back.
No, I got. Welcome, Joseph Slade.
Your budget cover for December 1, 2022. So
Yeah, but
right?
he keep leaving the issue, but he keep leaving the issue and back to final report.
Say your budget cover from December 1, 2022 to November 2023. That's a fiscal year.
Yeah.
Granted, the first quarter report already reflects ink purchase. But whereas the printer has yet to be bought. So you see what I'm saying?
Okay, when I reduce my heart, the chairman is on the show, so I reduce my heart. When the chairman can take over.
Mr. Joseph Slade following.
Maybe he can explain to me how was ink purchased before the budget was passed to even buy a printer.
And man, can I explain to you on that because man on the financial activity.
I'm asking him. Let him speak.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Joseph Slade.
Philip, you can list. You can hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, so where we are the fiscal year budget or administration. Is that what we are on? The administration budget?
Yes.
Okay, I overheard your question or asking about printer about
the printer is $534.99.
Or $534.99. Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, good evening to everyone listening. I would like to address your concern. I mean, I think it's important we do so. On the printer issue, you see, throughout the list that you have in your hand with this budget, we went through a few things. Most of the committee had printing allocation in the budget for some 300, some 150, and everything there. So when I added it and I look at the total, it was almost to that of the printer of 534. Now, I wasn't the one that decided on that printer. It was from the secretary who believed that is the right printer for him to do his job. So, and when we went and we checked, that was the actual value for that printer. That printer will do almost everything in one. So that was why that printer was accepted, because then we cut off the expenditure on all the other committee because they had printing and other things in that budget. So we're able to cut that off and just go ahead with a printer, because the printer now is down. That's why you guys have a limited copy of the budget when we went to meeting.
Okay.
So let me say something, please.
Go ahead, Sylvanus.
I understand that the printer cost was derived from the various committees' printing needs. And you didn't have ink, or you didn't have the printer was down. That's why you didn't bring additional copy of the budget to the community to peruse and decide as to whether the budget was adequate. But there's some inadequacy right there. You can't get a printer to print document and you don't have sheets. You don't have office supply. It's even listed on the administrative or operational cost.
Okay, I will stop you right there. I will stop you right there. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you to learn.
You're running a whole office for LAR. LAR is a 501c3 institution. LAR will also write other institutions. LAR will be doing communication. But you did not discuss nothing as to office supplies. You didn't discuss nothing as to what machine will be connected to the printer to have the printer functional. There are so many things that is left out that gave us the understanding that maybe the printer will be housed at somebody else's house, not at LAR's office. Because by right, any is budget for LAR office use must be placed into 55,000 from C14 LAR suite, not to small houses. So how can you reconcile that to me now, Mr. Budget Chairman?
Okay, I will do that. I will give you that exactly the question you asked, because I expected to ask that question a few days ago when you posted in the group chat talking about discretionary spending being used for Mr. Parker's son birthday. Now,
no, graduation.
For graduation.
Yeah.
That was exactly why discretionary spending was put into that budget as we go along, because the office supply, we cannot just go and buy them in bulk. We have to buy the office supplies as needed. That's what the discretionary spending was. It was for the stationery, like the pen, the liner sheet, and every other thing that we support that office. And I can guarantee you that office printer will be right in the office when they buy it. It will be right there, and everything else that's supposed to supply it will come from discretionary spending. That's why it's in the budget.
But you really did not answer the question with adequacy, though. What machine you will use to print from the printer? One. Two, you spoke about me.
Which machine are you talking about? I already have a computer. I mean, is that what you're talking about when you say machine? I mean, we have printer and we have computers.
And I have a computer.
Yeah, I think Rufa administration bought 2 computers.
2 computers was bought under Mr. Tati's administration. So there was no need to pass a budget for another computer.
Okay, that answered the question. Now, when I posted on a Parker's son poster about discretionary spending in sin and foolishly spending,
yes,
you didn't have a budget that was passed before Parker was discretionary spending. Parker didn't have no authority to take any dime out of LAR account without assembly approval. There is no point in the Constitution, no written language dictate in in the Constitution that tell us that the president can just drive to the Finance Secretary house and the sign check, it comes out of the account. It's not there. He said discretionary spending, and I asked the question, how did this spending come about? From the $3,000 on to the time they went to Michigan, to Kentucky, even the Youth Valentine's Day program, they took $100 for. The EULA due, they took $300 for. There was no budget.
No, I would love to. I would love to stay. I would love to stay. Okay, go ahead, Len.
All these expense was already executed before God Budget Committee was constituted. So how can you tell the listening public about such expense? Where was it derived from? How they came about? Are you guys all voted to accept this report?
You see, the thing about it is you have to stay with me on the budget. I cannot answer for the discretionary spending in the financial report. What I can answer for is what's in the budget, and that is answering for. I explained to you the discretionary spending that is in the budget as we are speaking along. I told you it was for office supply and other things as needed. Now, for why you are talking about the financial report, I cannot speak on that because I'm not Mr. Parker. I'm not the president, not the vice president, not the secretary. I don't know about the funds that they used prior to this budget. I was appointed as chairperson for this budget sometime in April, and I reluctantly accepted, but then I have to do what was right for this community. As you can see, the back page of that budget, that I had almost 30,000 before my eyes, and I reduced it down to less than 15,000.
Okay, I understand everything you just said. The budget committee was constituted sometime in April, and you reluctantly accepted the budget committee chairman position. That's fine. But my thing here is they already have EULA ratio of $300 by January 5th, which is like 4 months before you were constituted. But then you put it in the budget, which is fine. But then you were constituted 4 months after that expense, but you say your budget runs from December 2022 to November 2023. How can you explain your timeline to the Liberian people? Please.
I will do just that. Thanks for that question. That question about the timeline. Well, the fiscal year of the Liberian Association of Indiana runs from December 1st to November 30th of the next year. That is the fiscal year. I was passing a fiscal year budget based on that timeline. It's constitutional. It's within the Constitution. Now, LAI is using the office space that they have been paying rent for up to this time. I mean, they are already in the red. It's only prudent that we pass money to go and pay for the rent that have already been paid over the timeline. That's why the budget time is from December 1st, 2022 to this year, November 30th, 2023.
But my question came in from the understanding that the discretionary spending that was already been stated before.
Why you in the bag?
I should come forward. Let me come forward. Okay, my question came when you're talking about discretionary spending prior to budget passage. Now, your budget could have only reflect these amounts when they were justifiably or legally spent. That means when Parker took office as president of LAI, where he had a gavel, the mantle of authority, he can call any emergency meeting at any time and give the people the state of affairs. My people, this is my plan of execution. This is what I intend to do. This is what I intend to arrive at. But we don't have money to spend because the assembly have not approved anything. Can we just pass a bulk amount of 5,000 for us to start our operations and start going forward? Then you now coming in April 2023 as the budget chair can reflect or can reference that 5,000 that was already accepted by the assembly and infuse it into your budget plan. That though it was executed, but it was executed justifiably. And going forward, this is the amount we intend to spend for the fiscal year until November 2022. But that was not the case. The money was already been spent without the assembly approval, without the people being informed. Now, we're just through with a list of expenditure, calling it financial report. That is highly inaccurate. Another thing I want to ask you, you being a fair person, didn't the videographer for the inaugural committee was paid for by the inaugural committee? Has it into this financial record now for the first quarter of 300?
I would love to stay on the budget because
Yeah,
I mean,
because it's like
I
you,
to have problems and everything else. I have my own thing. I mean,
But you
we are
voted, you voted
are
for it to be
exhausted.
accepted. If you have a problem, you
Well,
vote
well,
against.
well, well. Let me tell you this: in life, democracy is like that. I'm pretty sure that you participate in a democracy, that you vote for president and representative, that they are not 100% synced. When you cast your vote, when you cast your
We were
vote, you
not
do so
voting.
because
We
you
were not
have the
voting
right
for
to do so.
candidates. Whenever we were candidates, we were voting for a report that will
and-
establish that
and
yes,
I have-
indeed, it is consistent, it's
And I-
accurate. But
and I
you
have the
voted
right
for
to
this
know.
thing that's inconsistent.
I was voting for a report that
So
I
you're
have the
voting
right
on-
to cast a
You're
vote.
voting on travel line.
no. The man,
if you would like
Savannah,
to say so, then
he's
that-
here about
that'll
the
be fine.
budget. If you have
No,
questions
no.
about the budget, he will be willing
No,
to
no,
answer. But
he here for the budget for which I greatly respect.
Parkour is
When
not a
you
man.
voted for this
Parkour is not a
document to be
cool man.
accepted.
And that's my right.
yeah,
That's my
but
democracy.
that's his right.
But
That's his
if
right.
you
He
say
can.
that no, if you say you got a problem with the
Mhm.
line item,
Mhm.
why didn't you
I
vote
didn't say
for-
I have problem
why
with the
didn't you
line
vote for it?
item. I said I too have a sin concern with the inaugural stuff
If
that
you
we
have
all have.
concern, then why did you vote for it to be accepted?
Because I have a right. You do not pay my bills, but do you tell me what to
it's
do
not
with
for
my
paying
rights?
you or paying anything. If you have concern, you won't vote for something you have concern about.
Okay, that's my right. I never knew.
The man said
I
you are
never knew that.
exercising his
I never knew
constitutional
that you have
duty.
monopoly over idea, and I was exercising my rights. So go ahead.
All right, so Joseph, since you're here, is there anything you want for the people who wasn't in the media to follow when it comes to this budget? Is there anything you want to throw light on here
I mean,
before you can leave?
I just wish people can ask the question about the budget before I can leave. I mean, you
I
guys
know
can
a
look
lot
at
of
it.
people do not have copy of the budget, but if you do, if you would love to
Let me
ask
bring
Joseph
full
a question, you can also ask in a question.
Can you share it with them and see or whatsoever?
They will not be able to see it better on the screen because what I did, I just scan portion, but it will look much smaller to them. I know they won't be able to just capture everything. Yep.
Let's do the community justice. The person didn't have ink or paper to print the budget. Now you got a copy of it with you.
Yeah.
Can you scan it and email it to me? I will print like 100 copies. 100. And we'll distribute to everybody.
Then where people are going to pick it up from?
If it costs for us to drop it to the houses, we'll make phone call, we'll drop it there.
But I think this can be done in the next general meeting. You just take those copies and distribute people who will go to the meeting.
Then how can we discuss it if we don't have a copy? They only have 4 copies because they didn't have ink in the printer, but they already bought ink for the printer. I don't know why they drink the ink or what, but that's okay. That's a Liberia thing. Liberia problem is Liberian themselves.
All right. Anyway,
we live in an advanced world.
Anyway, we don't have time, but I am quite sure that on Saturday on Open Table, Mr. Saleh will read the budget lines and items here and explain what informed the decisions to come up with this budget. Because if I have the time, I could read everything here. And Mr. Saleh saying he's privileged to be here. He was just going to address them for each committee because we see here the operation from the administration. We have the Ways and Means Committee here, also their budget. We have the Membership and Welfare Committee. We have the Religion, Culture, and Education Committee. We have the Information Research Committee. We have last year the Youth and Sport Committee. So that's a whole lot of budget we have here. So we can exhaust everything if we want to do that because it means we're going to eat up the time. Because if we want to do that, we just want to do it from the beginning of the show, what we just call you and we just ask you as we read each of those committee, then you just explain as to what the committee come up with and how did you manage to cut it down as well. Because at the back here, at the chat, the summary here, I see here before the review, it was $23,100, and after the review, it dropped to $14,998.
No, it was not that. It was before the review. It was before the review. It was $29,146.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I said 29 from 51. Thank you for cutting it down. Because people after the 51,000, they won't finish it. But thank you for
yes. Before the review was $29,146.14. I just seen it here. And then after the review, it was cut to $14,998.55. I just seen it here.
Yeah, so I did so because I did so because a few things. The projected income was lower than the expenditure, because when you go up, you will see the projected income as 23,100, and when the budget came before me, the expenditure was at 29,000. It was just prudent that we spend the librarian people money wisely. So I wanted for the administration to make profit rather than just spend the money. So that's why it came way down to 14,900, and that put them in the blue rather be in the red. Because
No, I'll cut it down.
Well, thanks to everyone following. I know Mr. Silly have to leave. If you have a question, if you want to call just to ask Mr. Silly a question, we can take 3 calls. So the number to call is 401-359-5072 if you have a specific question on the budget, because the first quarter Q1, Mr. Silly have no idea on this Q1. It was done by the financial secretary, but then he was never appointed. So if you want to ask on the budget specifically, you can call. We'll take three calls, if that. So if no caller, then we ask Mr. Saleh for his parting. So we're going to give you the chance to go ahead and place a call right away if you want to place a call. Is anybody want to place the call? All right. So I see Mr. Harry Mobile here going back and forth with Mr. What's his name? G. Raji in the chat here. So please, we'll have Councillor Tiawanse Gongolo coming up on the 21st, 2023. He will be here. He will be our guest. So those of you following the show on Sunday, the 21st, Councillor Tiawanse Gongolo going to be here.
That's a good one.
Good one. So Joseph, if nobody following,
G. Rashi, you want to call Didier?
G. Raji, call. Anybody who has issue with the budget, if you want to ask a question about the budget, the passage of the budget, well, all of these line items, if you have a specific question, you can also go ahead and ask a question.
Yeah, you can even chastise me. You are at liberty now. You can have a few time to give me some.
We will limit our budget question to those who are living in Indiana, Indianapolis. We're not doing Liberia people before somebody asks a question and you do not have copy of it, just asking a blanket question. So, Mr. Savannah, you have any question? Mr. Silly, about
my question is, before a budget is passed, budget must be reviewed, and others should make input to defray some of the cost or expense that the budget is pointing to. Why was it difficult for you guys to post the budget document in the chat room for us to review it before Sunday meeting?
Yeah, I think you actually asked that question here. He said, copy of the budget you have been posted in the community chat room.
To us on Sunday like a pre-arranged plan with 4 copies. They just start calling people to vote for it.
Okay, that's a good question. First of all, this has never happened in history. That's one thing. It has never been posted before the meeting. That's why the meeting is important. It's never constitution to post budget before we go to a general meeting. That's why we didn't do so, because I do not intend to do things that I cannot keep up with. However, it was my idea for us to go to the meeting, for us to go and have this dialogue and civil discussion. Matter of fact, I wanted for us to have a recess before we vote on this budget. But due to the atmosphere in the room, we couldn't, because I wanted for everybody to go and exhaust the document before them, and then we were going to vote or ask questions and answer before we vote. But there's nowhere in the Constitution that anyone is allowed to, is demanding them that they should post a budget in a public chat room before a meeting.
All right, can I come in with a little semblance of that?
Can I do my pattern comment?
Okay, go
Can I
ahead,
do my
Maurice.
pattern
Let
comment?
Maurice do a pattern as we
Can I
head.
give a little example, please?
No, I want to leave when the chairman leave. I can't leave. I got a chairman can leave before me. I want to leave so the chairman can leave if they allowed to leave.
Man, you are my older brother. You can leave anytime. You're my
No.
older brother.
Philip, we live in a modern world.
But let me do my party. Come here, leave if I will see you on the show here today.
We're not on party now. We're discussing the budget still.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, Maurice, do your pattern quick. We will still be leaving Peter. We're gone 2 hours.
Yeah, Philip.
Go ahead.
You gotta leave. Yeah, I just want to say thank you again, Philip. You see, when you try to review the budget, also look at the spend income. Sometimes we like friends, we are afraid to spend money. That's why we don't have businesses to say, they made a rich person because we like to keep the money in the bank and not to spend it. So look at the budget, look at the income, then look at the spend. Then you know that we did a good job. Don't just look at the spend part and don't look at the income. So I just sending this fairness to everyone who will try to review the budget. Review the both, the both sides because the budget has two components, which you have to do the spend and the income. So that's how we do our work. And I show you we do a good job that I can show you that the community will benefit after the fiscal year end. So I just want to say thank you, my dear brother. Thank you for the good job. Pere, you are very, very strong. Only thing I'll tell you, as a senior brother, you are critical, but sometimes you're critical, it can go into negativity. So at the end of the people can, as for me personally, I have serious issue with you and the team from the chat room. So we'll try to beg for you so you can come back, so we can discuss issue in our chat room amicably. We should not go in a negative form. This is necessary to make the community more active and make it more positive to keep going. So I just want to say thank you and thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. Thank you, Mr. Maurice. Joseph, let Jack get your party here. We're going 2 hours.
No, Peter, I want to
Peter asking a question. Peter, go ahead.
I will pat after he chat. I don't want for him to miss the chance.
It's best for us to stay on the topic than trying to jeopardize or waste time. You said that it's not constitutional to post a budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it is constitutional because even in the country you come from, Liberia, that considered a third world country, the executive send a budget to the Congress.
They have a functioning constitution. We have a constitution that doesn't.
Excuse me, can I please?
Go ahead.
They send to the assembly to review because the assembly has the mantle of authority to decide, to vote on it, or reject it. So it must be reviewed in all given instances. Even the great United States, we find ourselves. Executive prepare the budget, then they send it to the Congress, the Assembly. LAI do have the enforcement clause when it comes to the judiciary aspect. But LAI have executive and assembly. So this is what making LAI to be very much unpopular. Because people feel that they are not part and parcel of the decision-making process. So why must they contribute? Why must they even be a part of something that they have been disregarded? So you doing a budget, your Morris is a fine job, it's the best job. Who's supposed to say it's the best job? How will you want to be a player and a referee? You should have posted.
Just do that in here party.
You should have posted the budget for each and every member of LAI to review, to chip in their own ideas, so that they can feel obliged to making the budget work. Because after a budget is passed, they get budget performance review. Prior to it being passed, they get budget review. So if you say that we don't have the right to review what was supposed to be passed, and you bring it to us with only 4 copies, but then your first lady calling Joseph Carver and all to come from the house to come and vote for it. And they came, they voted for it wisely. And y'all won it. It passed.
Savannah, I got G-Funk on here. G-Funk, go ahead quick.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. One of them directly to Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
You capture some items that have already been expended, already been, used or exhausted in your budget stuff. Did you verify or authenticate it? Because now, the reason I'm asking that question, tomorrow, if there's a reason why it comes to light that it cannot be defended by the administration, how are you going to account that you wrote this in your budget that you didn't know how to spend the money on a specific line item, but then it's reflected in your budget? Were you giving receipts or stuff like that? Now, my other question will go out to everyone of listening. Discretionary spending. I'm talking about specifically the one I was captured in the budget. That's in the budget is $600+. Earlier, we always keep referring the Constitution does not say this. Equally so, the Constitution does not forbid it from happening. So we cannot just one side of the Constitution that they didn't say we should bring the budget out to the assembly before, for perusal before it get passed on a specific length for days or hours. Equally so, the Constitution does not forbid that a budget should be presented to the assembly for them to peruse it before then. So we have discretionary spending in there, which is one of the hottest issues now is being discussed. What if tomorrow the administration in the righteous judgment go ahead and use the money, that discretionary money, for an item that will bring question or ridicule to the community? How can we as people defend that? There are organizations that do have discretionary spending because it's discretionary. Equally so, it means that you don't even have to explain what the money is being used for. You can decide, I have this political or candidate that I like. I have a money I can use discretionarily, and there you go. I spend it on that. Then it comes and reflects on the community. So now we are also spending our money on things that money will be spent on things that we do not support or agree upon. Because equally so, he do not have to explain how or where it gets spent. And there are no clause in the Constitution that will have a guidelines like a discretionary spending can only go on this, and that. Why would it have been reflected as miscellaneous to administrative costs? Why discretionary? That's my own question. That's something that I keep trying to, answer for myself. This other thing, the last question that I want to post out there.
Those are 3 questions.
No. The one question was directly to Joseph.
Okay.
The second question was in general.
Okay.
If Joseph want to address that, he can address that.
Okay.
The last question out there. Why is it that when it comes down to this institution, and when it comes down to something that have to do with what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do, why is it every time people look at it's not written in the Constitution? We don't have clauses out there to cover everything. Even the U.S. Constitution don't have a clause to cover everything. Who practice? Now, the chat room is out there and it gets heated. It goes back and forth. The guidelines for the chat room, it's open. It can be interpreted in so many ways. As we go through these things and these instances come about, are they going to fine tune to keep updating these guidelines so people can know exactly what and what is not accepted? I will listen off air.
Yep. Thank you so much. That will be for the administration people, but maybe Joseph can address that as well. All right. So Joseph, just do everything somewhere or in your party as well, because I've gone 2 hours. I want my wife.
It's a good thing that you take into consideration the family, because you have to go sometimes, especially family is important. Well, I will try to touch on the issue of the concern of payday and Mr. Jivon Smith, if I can remember every one of them. But I was trying to start with Mr. Jivon. Mr. Jivon said he had concern about the discretionary Was
Yeah.
it a discretionary spending? Oh, wait,
Yeah.
Fred, he talked about items being placed into the budget, the line items being paid to a budget that was already used or spent on.
Mm-hmm.
I can assure you, Mr. Gibbon Smith, I took into consideration that as well. I mean, the few things that you are trying to mention here would be the rent and the ULA budget. That was very well looked at. I look at that very well in Kinley, and I calculate the monthly rent for LAI, and I put that into the budget because I knew that they have to pay that, and we have been using that place. I mean, Philip Logan and everyone else can attest to us that we use that place for this year for 2 or 3 meetings. So it's only prudent that we pay the people money, and that's something is accurate. The ULA budget as well, the 300 is for ULA. That's the only two things that I can remember off here that was forward spending or spending in the past, if you want to say. Now, when you talk about discretionary spending, yeah, the discretionary spending is there, and it was also looked upon Kenny, and I told them there's going to be a budget performance review. There's going to be receipt as to where this discretionary spending and how it was spent. If it was something that is not in our guideline or that doesn't sit right with our spirit, the community would know. And that's why I said this discretionary spending should go to something like office supplies, like stationery and all other things. This is not for campaign activities. This is not for supporting anything outside of LAI's agenda. So we'll have a budget performance review at the end of the next the term before we even pass the next physical budget. We have to review the budget and to see how well they spend the people money. So that discretionary spending will be well allocated for. Now, when we come to the Constitution,
so he had a question again about you said why discretionary spending, not miscellaneous.
Oh, we have two there. There's discretionary spending, there's miscellaneous, and the miscellaneous of that is just the 10% of the administration budget, and that cannot cover in time everything for the office because the office supply and the 10% calculation they fall within the bandwidth. So I allowed it to be discretionary and miscellaneous. They're both on the administration budget. So we have two. We have miscellaneous and discretionary. Now, when we talk about the Constitution, I mean, it's to each his own because people will have to interpret the Constitution a little bit different. And let me touch it a little bit when he talked about us being able to bring the budget forward. You see, he mentioned the Assembly and he mentioned the administration. And then he mentioned the U.S. He said the budget goes to Congress, and then the Congress vote upon the budget before it comes. But you see, from the White House to Congress before you go to the masses. So in this case, we are in that gap of Congress as the budget committee. That's why we are there to review the budget. So we put a check block on some of those spending that was almost around 30,000, and we reduced it significantly. We were doing the review for the community. Now, I was going to give the community an idea or at least a privilege to review the budget in the meeting because meeting is thing that we go to and we have asked a hard question. But due to the atmosphere in the room, we could not review that budget lengthily. That's why the budget was voted upon the way it was voted upon. Next time, I pray that we have ample time and I can have recess during meeting for us to review the budget and then we go line by line. So now let me close. Thanks to the community again. Once again, I know everything happening in the community. We cannot always agree on everything, and there's no one idea that is better than the other. I don't see opposition, nor do I see enemies in this community. I see people that always have opinions. Our opinions cannot always be the same. And that's the good thing. And so in this community, there's no one that is brighter than the other. We have people that are doing well, people that are doing great in every capacity, whether it be in your career, in your life, and whatsoever. We got to hold together because when the community pulls together, great things happen. And we should also be cautious to know that when this person is in power at this moment in time, there will be a time that they will not be in power and you have the opportunity to step forward into that rank. So you want to go ahead guiding yourself wisely, and because when you are into the shoe and into the position, the same people that are around you sometimes they tend to turn their back against you. But once you stay on key, you are not there to please people, and you stay on your agenda, and you will do extremely well. Again, to the community, we prayed that we err on the side of the administration rather than the community. It was a tedious task to reduce a budget from almost 30,000 to below 15,000. It wasn't easy. I'm telling you that there was a lot of frown faces on committees members, and I would rather take the beating from the administration rather than the community. I mean, it's not the best of budget, it's not the best of work because everything has flaws, but this is the best for the community at this given moment. Mr. Logan, thanks again for allowing us to come to your platform to address this budget. I didn't intend to do this always, but I will do this just because of the community. I wish if they can have time to ask and please share the document and let them exhaust the document.
Yeah, and I look forward to listening to you on Saturday. At least you can have the time to break it down and allow people to get a clearer appreciation.
I will.
How did you
break
it down?
I will try to rescue myself from asking the question. The co-chairman will have to ask me that question because I know he's outside the budget. I know he has question and concern too. I cannot stop him. So
yes,
before
now and Saturday, I can rest assure you. Tomorrow when I go to work, I will send a copy or email to Savannah saying he can afford to give copies in the community. And a lot of people will have the time to call and ask specific questions on the show.
If you can even screenshot it and drop it in the group chat, that's okay. That's open document. Even in the WhatsApp or screenshot and do it. I mean, people have answered again. So
I'll do that tomorrow.
But you could have done that before you bring it to us on Sunday. Why did
no, it's not a problem. We can still do it Saturday. It can still be discussed together.
Let me come in now.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Can I go, Mr. Philip Logan, thanks again once again for the opportunity. Savannah Spirit, whatever it is, you know that we have to go sometime the rough road and the tough road and whatsoever.
You guys do this thing as if to say you guys are operative, which is wrong. You guys know what is right and what is wrong. But you guys
always call me operative. Why you always call me operative?
If you sit here today, say you call
Josephine gave a party, Savannah gave a party. I have to go. It's 5 minutes to 9. My children's bedtime is 9 o'clock sharp.
When you voted for financial report that is inconsistent, then I'm shocked. Let me deal with the
Logan got to go. Logan, thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Savannah, go ahead.
Thanks for hanging with
5 minutes, Savannah. My children's bedtime is 9 o'clock sharp.
So let me get my party on a very serious note. Like I said from the beginning of the show, I referenced the first show I ever came on Logan Out, and I said I could not trust Paco with the Liberian community.
I remember that.
And I said he was using the playbook of Castle Dennis that dragged us into frustration.
But just in case, before you get close, let me just ask you this question quick. So what do you make of people presiding or chairing or maybe having order in meeting do not take people questions so easily? When you have an opposing view, then people try to warn you that you will be thrown out of the meeting. Like, for example,
meeting with the mindset of disturbing, I will ask you out with respect. So if you ask the question, the person is part of the industry, he's the head, he has the right to respond. No, he has the right. Don't you tell who's supposed to ask. You don't have the right. You don't have the right.
So what do you make of that?
Okay. What you just saw as with the exchange is out of ignominy. It tells you that the entire LAR meeting should be changed in a way, right? Hottie is not the presiding officer for LAR meeting. Hottie shouldn't be presiding. It should be the president presiding. You know what I'm saying? So they tell you, they don't know what they actually doing parliamentarily. Hottie is a parliamentarian. That means he will be there to be called and say, oh, well, what's the rule of the parliamentarian proceeding? Should we vote or should we entertain motion? But you see what happened? Hottie is acting like the bulldog for the president. And look, I will tell you one thing. If only he can use the time in America to go to school and learn better, he will frown on his present expose or disposition. That's a complete shame of his existence. He don't even know what he's been elected for. He don't even know his own function. So I'm telling you, that's a complete disgrace of the whole LAI activity. Even a stranger in the back try to call into order, say, this is my first time coming to this meeting. But what I'm saying is wrong. Yan, who is the EULA representative for LAI, saying there's damn meeting, there's damn this, there's damn that. Parker could not even caution him because it was already pre-planned that they would come and carry on this rebel operative behavior. Some of us, we know who they are and how they coexist. Like today, nobody can stand firm to defend the fictitious financial report written by Paco. Nobody can stand firm to defend it. Oh, we can't defend it. Because what? They see a lot of the inconsistency. And that's the paper we're discussing when Hottie put up that attitude and saying that he will use the constitution some way, somehow. People can talk, people can talk, who will pay meeting due. But what is it that I should pay meeting due when I'm not even respected, that my money will be used wisely? Look, Philip, in all honesty, we keep going backward because of greed. We keep going backward because of selfish reasoning. People are doing great in this community. People have things going on ongoing.
Sorry, my brother Jeremiah. No, you are calling my brother. You know, already leaving. Already 9:00. Go ahead,
People have things ongoing.
Sorry, Jeremiah.
And it's best for them. Look at the Hispanic people. They grow because what? They work together. Unlike the black people, they work based off competition. Who get the baddest girl on the block? Who get this? Who get that money? Who get a car? All those things are not necessary. The people get blessed because of how God decide you will become for the future. Yeah, I'm intellectually savvy. I don't have PhD, but I can write PhD paper. I don't have PhD, but I can scrutinize a document just by a glance. And then that is wrong. It's fictitious. And I start asking you a question. That should not be the crux of the discussion. Why should we be discussing? How can we all grow? Hey, we lost so many things in this community. Look at all the older people in this community who has retired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who don't have no income. A little test you can do. If the person is retired, form up a child care facility from 6 months to 6 years. Because all the old moms who retired, who can even reset, they know how to take care of children. Calling to come get at least a little naira or 15 naira per hour. While they will sing that little Loma song, a cruise song, a pastor song to the children happy. They with their own family. They eating African food. They eating American fries. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They feel home. But the old people feel engaged. The community also feel engaged. Because why? Then you can say, oh, if you didn't pay your meeting due, you won't get a discount for your child to be taken care of. But if you pay a meeting due, you get a huge discount. Right there, everybody will pay a meeting due who having kids. They want a meeting due pay. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do things. You run a service to people. Oh, you pay a meeting due will take you out of the chat room. What big about a chat room? That chat room is a failure. Because that's the only propaganda platform you got. Everybody leaving from there voluntarily. So nobody need that chat room anymore. You'll be carrying on your rebel operation by yourselves. Because people will not be in scene like you. Look, brother, it's so sickening They're all chasing the $51,000. And that $51,000 is not even my quarter income to begin with. The website, 2,500, should be done free of charge by all the IT gurus who say the IT and donate to LAR. LAR should have paid the money for the domain hosting and the website also this. I mean, the domain hosting and forwarding, email forwarding. How it should be. So if you see people coming, I'm not speaking of the website because I have adequate information that it jumped from 2,000 to 2,500. People carry on a roguish mentality, which is wrong. That should not be happening among us. We should be looking among ourselves. Who can write grants? The financial secretary have recommended more than 4 persons to me to write grant proposal. She knows that. I'm not just an IT person. I'm a good writer. You know what I'm saying? So why are we still going backward? Why can't we move forward? Because they're looking at a chicken change. They're looking at a chicken change. And one thing I will tell them today, I felt very much disappointed in Johnson Cover, who served as the vice president to Sia Fowler Brown, that had all activities ongoing. When you left office and you turn over to Castle, everything is going backward. But you came from your house this gone Sunday to vote on a failed financial report, a failed budget. It tells me who you think you are. So I mean, you got master's degree, big bro, and I respect that. But then you read what you're voting for. Then you read for the passage, or you just voted on because Sonny Parker and Loma Man will vote. So you have voted. Does that make sense, Philip? Even today, I'm talking to you all the time. I always chastise you. I always chastise Rufus. Rufus was the president for LAI. When he became president, Federal started writing Cecile Gay, foolish text. I've already did a website. I told Rufus personally, you're my big brother from all the way to Liberia. But in all sense, I pay for the website as a donation to LAI. You must go and settle school with Cecile Gay. Because now you're the father of our community. You know what I'm saying? If you cannot settle school with Cecile Gay, I cannot give you this website. Because my personal money is like America telling Liberia, if you can stop the ritualistic killing, we can give you the other funds from USAID. That's my entitlement. That's my right. It was a donation. Nobody in the whole town can build website aspect to my skill. I challenge anybody. And I will say today, with no remorse, the present board chairman, I started building a website since 2004, 2001, when I was in Ghana. For Analyst newspaper, it was owned by Ignatius George, and he turned it over to Stanley Seeker. I started building a website. I built Front Page Africa website. I built the new down. I gave you list. I built it. Simple thing going forward. So I'm not bragging. I built things. I teach people how to do things. So you want to take 2,500 for LAI website, LAI comfort, they'll do website. That's my area of expertise. I served Liberia government as the national IT consultant before coming to America. I saw 2 presidents, not occasionally, but always. I saw Charles Taylor all the time. I saw Ellen all the time. I served UNDP. I have the highest resume amongst most of the Liberians floating around here. I don't brag about it. But I'm telling you today, you need to slow your roll and start getting amateur to act like the professionals. Look at Paco Kim. Look at Paco Kim. Because now it's not LAI anymore, it's Paco Kim. You have all amateurs parading, masquerading, gang of no specific origin, because they are not skillful. But the thing is that everything you do, you're right, you're saying to us, it's flawed, it's fraudulent. From the inaugural report to the final report, we compare and contrast. We're not stupid, we read and we make notes. So if my sister Etta could say the truth will come out, the truth coming out now, she can't say anything. She didn't read out that report. She was supposed to defend the report, for which she couldn't defend because she didn't know the in and out. But Packer still writing reports now. When Paul said Packer took money during Army panel election time and they didn't report it, those people spoke the truth. Because his action is proving everything otherwise. So I'm not going to go back and forth with agents that is not of change. When I was working with Liberian government, with GMAP, I got a lot of things that people will share with you. People left from Indiana here to go to Liberia to verify on me. They came by open, it's true. And that's the reality. I don't come here to joke or to throw punches for no reason. I expect people to do the best, to do the right thing. To do the right thing.
That's it.
With this, I will tell you, if they can change their course of action, we start up a new Liberian association. Because the people in the corner, they are begging for that now. They're yearning for that now. So it will get back on their last chance. If they can perform well, you don't blame us. And for July 29, your Independence Day celebration, I'm celebrating my birthday. I was born July 28th. So I invite Liberian people to come and have fun with me. That's how we start the ball rolling. So thank you for everything. Thank you for making people to see the light. Thank you for making them to see reasons. Since they don't know to see it now, we put up strategy that they will live up to their own consciousness. That's all I can tell them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Savannah Spilly. We truly appreciate you tonight for being on here. So to all of you following us here, I want to say thank you. I want to say thanks to everybody. It's after 9. I have to go and help my wife to get my children ready for bed. And want to say we'll see you guys again. No more time to play. It's time to run. Savannah, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
All right, bro. I'll see you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Mr. Jeremiah Silly, I'm so sorry, brother. I didn't know you were calling me. You know the problem, Jeremiah, I updated my SIM card. So some of my numbers, the name erased. So I have to save the name again through WhatsApp. But I saw a new call back. I had a number of Jeremiah, but you're calling me on a strange number because I see no call. Because if I see whole call coming from Jeremiah City, the data, they don't answer the data for me again. I don't buy your home container. You did the other day I was dealing with Joseph Parker, you are scratching your feet. Anyway, he already lay out before my brother small before he come for me here today. I'll buy you keep me here till 10 o'clock today. All right, guys. Thanks to everybody for joining us. And we truly appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday again. And don't forget, Friday is Thank God It's Friday by our two sisters. Willa Pillay, Professor Willa Pillay, and our sister Fasia Hilton. They here on every Friday. It's called Thank God It's Fabulous. So, guys, we want to say thanks to everybody. We want to say thanks to the committee, Joseph Saleh and Maurice Gua, and all of those working on the committee by drafting the community budget and moreover taking it from close to 30,000 and reducing it to like 14,000 plus. That was very much commendable, though I still have issue with some of the budget line items. But to put myself on the record, I was in a meeting, but I never voted for this budget. I never voted for, I never voted against, because there was no adequate time to peruse all of the information that was given, because I wanted to know what actually informed the decision to agree to this would be $300 for printer. The other one is this amount. The other one is that amount. I wanted to ask those specific questions. So if we had a time to, like what, you see, one thing I like about Joseph, he came here, he admitted, he said, well, we all have our own little mistakes. Maybe by not bringing it to the community for you guys to peruse it at least ahead of time before the meeting, that are going to give you an ample time to make a informed decision as to what you're going to vote for. We sorry about that, but we have budget performance will be coming up later on. We'll also bring that to the community this time around. We will have to post it in the chat room. Then we all can see it and go to the meeting and decide how we're going to decide and move it forward. But I want to say to Joseph, thank you. That's a good way of starting, because once you are made to something, it means you open for the change. But if you are combative about it, then it means you are not willing to change it. So thanks to everyone, thanks to the committee, thanks to all of those who prepared the budget, and by cutting it down to 14,000, I think that was commendable. That was so commendable. Because imagine if they were going to carry 29,000 budget to us in our place, we're going to be like the whole city coming down. Yes, but let me say to everyone joining us today, I want to say thank you. Thanks to everyone for joining us. We have to go now because it's already 9:14. And it's just more than 2 hours, 33 minutes. And my wife was telling me, oh, just 1 hour, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. I said, okay, no problem. But you got to know, when we got Savannah Spilly, it got to be a little longer. So, ladies and gentlemen, folks, we want to say thank you. All of those who join us here, we appreciate, and we want to say bye-bye. We'll see you guys on Thursday.